Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the Infinite Prosperity Podcast. My name is Louisa Havers and I help high achievers, entrepreneurs and coaches lift the lid on life and business. And we have something very special for you, our listeners, today with a training that we did recently on the Clubhouse platform. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Clubhouse, it is a social networking app where people create rooms and discuss a wide range of topics. And because it's delivered direct to your mobile device, you may notice a difference in audio quality, which we're hoping doesn't take away from your listening experience. What is important, of course, is the content that we're sharing. And I invite you to be intentional with what you wish to receive from listening today. How do you want to feel after you have listened to our session? For more information on how you can join us on future Clubhouse meetings with me, Louisa Havers, be sure to check out the show notes below. And we will see you in the Clubhouse. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Aligned to Wealth Expansion Masterclass. My name is Louisa Havers and I help high achievers and coaches unlock their superpowers and lift the ceiling in both their lives and business. So excited to welcome you here on the Clubhouse sessions. Those of you that I have yet to meet, I'll share a little bit about me by way of introduction. I am a master transformational coach and manifesting teacher and business mentor, and I'm highly trained in transformational coaching. I'm one of the first 20 energy alignment method mentors in the world. I'm a Master Akashic Records consultant and teacher for the Soul Journeys method and a pranic healer. And my background is I actually used to be a senior manager in the public sector, and I left after 13 years to live my passion, coaching and mentoring people to live their best lives. And I'm now blessed with a multi-six-figure company serving the best clients from across the whole world. I'm the creator of the Wealth Portal, the Infinite Prosperity Collective, and the creator of the Aligned Success Masterclass series, including this one. You're getting a sneak peek into the Masterclass series here today. And I'm the creator of a manifesting certification program that is being launched in September, which I'm so excited about. And I'm a mum to two grown-up sons, Alpha and Mo, and we've got two cats, Batman and Robin, and we live in the UK in Sussex. So huge welcome to you today. And today I'm going to share with you an overview of the keys to unlocking your wealth expansion. And at the end, let you know how you can stay in touch with me. And if you feel aligned, then of course do reach out and we can talk about working together in the next steps and what that could look like. So if you've been in my world for a while, you'll have heard me talking about alignment and aligned success. And I talk about the aligned success methods. This is a methodology that I created after working with so many clients and recognizing what it took and the insight and understanding for people to have success. What we're doing is we're working with universal laws and the principles of energy. So I use a combination of this framework and working with the Akashic Record Keepers to create quantum leaps in my results and my clients' results as well. So let's just set the scene, get everybody on the same page. We'll talk about energy. The first things I invite you to think about is everything is energy, and think of the universe in terms of frequencies and vibrations. And the simplest way to put this into context is thinking about all the machines that we use now that use some sort of frequency in their operation. So I know that, we're connecting through Wi-Fi, through Clubhouse. Most people will be doing this on their mobile phones, connected to the internet that way. And we know, even if it's saying there's a poor connection, that we will be able to hear people, that we are connected, and we trust and know that, and know how to make it better if there is a poor connection, or if, I don't know about you, but if there's any rain where we are, sometimes the Wi-Fi can go a bit wonky for a moment, but I know what to do to get it back. So we have that faith and certainty and understanding about waves and frequencies and using them with machinery. And so we're familiar with these concepts. When it comes to us, the easiest way to describe what I'm talking about is to think of us humans as having our own Wi-Fi. That is a two-way transmission between ourselves and the universe. So the energy field around us transmits out into the universe as sender and receiver. So this human Wi-Fi, this is your aura. It's a recording device. So know that every memory, experience, emotion is imprinted into your auric field. And within this, we have lots of stuff going on energetically, but two to draw your attention to for the purposes of today are your head and your heart. So your head and your heart are sending out electromagnetic waves affecting your experience of your environment, your life, your friendships, your family, your work, your money, your health. So I invite you to think of this. So your thoughts and your emotions affect these electromagnetic waves. So your thoughts are electric waves and your feelings are magnetic waves. So what happens is by clearing your thoughts and emotions that don't serve you, you change the electromagnetic waves and thereby change your experience of your environment. And of course, we know the thoughts that we think on a daily basis and where our monkey mind is taking us out. The thing is, there's a whole load more going on in our minds. Our conscious mind is only about 5 to 10%. Think of this as the tip of the iceberg, a bit that we can see. And then we have our subconscious mind and our conscious mind. These are the parts of the iceberg that are below the waterline that we can't see. And we have our superconscious or higher self, and this is our true essence. So our conscious mind is where we're intentional, where we have choice, we choose. And then we have subconscious. So this is the vast collection of unintentional habitual thoughts, behaviors, values, actions, identities. It has a huge impact on our conscious mind, even though we might not think it does. And if we're disconnected from our higher self, then our lovely subconscious is the one that's running the show, even though the conscious mind thinks it is. And here's the thing, all of this stuff that's going on is affecting the electromagnetic waves. So your emotional state that you're in affects your electromagnetic waves. That all of this is making up your human Wi-Fi, that frequency and that vibration that you're sending out to the universe. So thinking of wealth and income breakthroughs, all the reasons why we want an income breakthrough are held in the conscious mind, and all the reasons why not to allow the income breakthrough are held in our subconscious mind. We all want to succeed, of course, to live at our highest potential, to have our best lives. And this can include more money on a conscious level. But then, of course, there's a whole load of stuff, stories, beliefs, emotions, all the things that are going on at our subconscious level. And if we're disconnected from our higher self, then we haven't got the energetic support of our higher self, our super consciousness on board for our manifesting. And so this is where our conscious mind and our subconscious mind can be creating that feeling of, you know, that feeling when you're driving down the road of life, and you can feel like you've got one foot on the brake, one foot on the accelerator, creating this push-pull sensation that can feel so frustrating. You're going in the right direction, but just not with as much ease as you would like. So we've got our businesses up and running, and at whatever level you're at, and as ever, there's always people listening with different ranges in terms of some people just getting started, some people at multi-6-figure levels, some people at 7-figure levels, etc. Everyone will have their, they'll know their monthly goals, what they're creating. They've got their roadmap, what the conscious mind knows that they're doing, what they're up to this month. And then what can start to happen, and every time we're setting the intention to require more of ourselves and to stretch ourselves and to go for more in terms of that growth, then the subconscious shows us that we're growing by giving us a big old dose of doubt or stories, unless you've been doing a lot of inner work and being able to release these stories and these patterns. So things like you might start to say, oh, well, what if it doesn't work? What if I get sick because I'm gonna have to do all this work, extra work? What if I have to spend too much time away from my family, my friends? What if I go for it and I lose it all? And what's happening is when we're in that mindset and that energetic state, we're living in the energy of the question that we're asking ourselves. And that is manifesting something back to us, because we've asked a question, the universe is going to give us the answer. So I invite you to recognize that when you're stretching yourself and you can hear your monkey mind kicking off, is to think, fantastic, I am growing, and this monkey mind is just revealing to me that things are changing, because the monkey mind doesn't show up when things aren't changing, because the monkey mind feels safe. So our brains are going to do whatever they can to stop feeling fear, because it's wanting to keep us safe, which obviously was helpful back in the caveman days when we needed to stay in our cave. We needed to stay safe, because going out beyond that cave, so to speak, there was danger out there. And this is where we can find ourselves putting our foot on the brake. So what's happening energetically is we're moving towards that expansion, breaking through that income ceiling, allowing ourselves to receive more money, is dependent on the energy state that we're in. And there's 3 types of energy flow. And this is just a high level introduction for you. So think of this as the 3 R's. So if you're familiar with energy healing modalities, you will be familiar with these concepts from them. So receptive, this is the inflow state. This feels like everything's going really well. It's effortless. Your relationships are thriving. Clients are all paying on time. You're seeing exponential results in your business. I know Jackie's on here selling paintings, an amazing artist. Clients coming out of nowhere, it seems, buying paintings. Things are beginning to feel easier and easier. So you're open to allow things to flow to you and to receive them. And then we have resistance. So this is where you feel like you are making progress towards your life goals, but it feels hard. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. You're moving in the right direction, but you know that something is holding you back. So you might have received more money, for example, and then you manifest a bill. And often people have this feeling, but just not necessarily know where it's from. So they might come to me and say, I just feel stuck and I can't figure out what's going on. But I know there's something and I need to sort it out. Otherwise, it's going to have a massive impact on my business. And then we have reversal. So this is when you are going in the wrong direction. So it feels like you're moving away from your goal and your intention. So you feel like you are going in the wrong way. And you can start to manifest things that you really don't want, like burnout. We've spoken about burnout. And of course, that impacts all areas of life: health, relationships, income, compassion fatigue, crisis fatigue. And we all know that feeling of being out of alignment. It does have a huge impact on life. And welcome everybody who has joined the room. We are hosting a Align to Wealth Expansion Masterclass for you today. So huge welcome to our training today. And we'll be running through this, and then there'll be some time for questions and joining in the discussion at the end. So the most important thing that you can do is to raise your energetic vibration, because as you do so, others around you will rise. We rise together. So remember, you are magnetic. And of course, you aren't aware of your subconscious and unconscious thinking, but you experience it in your reality by the life that you have created for yourself. So we want our higher self, our subconscious and conscious mind all aligned and working together, so that every thought, emotion, belief, memory that's hanging out in the different layers of our auras, it all makes up our attraction point. So we want to be making it as really easy as possible. And over time, working with my clients, I've developed a framework, a method for alignment and manifesting. And this is what I take my clients through to create an abundance and success paradigm and to transform their human Wi-Fi so they can manifest with ease. So the Align Success Method, we have the first pillar is having a crystal clear vision and intention. So energy follows intention. So we need a crystal clear vision of the direction that we're going in and a solid intention. So this is a muscle that we need to exercise. We use it or lose it. Then we have a paradigm and a vibration for success. So what we're doing here is we're creating the frequency and vibration of belief, faith, and certainty by letting go of beliefs that have created your current reality. And we're imprinting new beliefs and emotions that are going to get you to that next point. And then this is key, is taking aligned action. And often people are really surprised about talking about action when you're talking about manifesting, but it's absolutely key. And the key thing is being able to follow the nudges. We want to help the universe with what the universe is bringing to us through our intentions and through our vibration, is following those intuitive nudges about the action to take. And the energy behind the action that you take is key. We need to feel aligned. We want to feel good. And as your energy is infused into this action, people that are receiving it can feel it. And then the fourth pillar is around your capacity to receive. So what you have allowed into your life now is based on your current level of receiving, your current level of flow. So we want to expand your capacity to receive by improving your relationship with fun, joy, all the good that you'll allow to you. And we do this energetically, growing and expanding your receiving muscle and expanding your wealth consciousness. And I know I've seen this time and time again. Using this method changes your experience of life. You can do it daily for daily intention setting. You can do it monthly, annually, so that you have the results that you desire more quickly. This is spiritual science working with energy and being able to really know mastering the art of knowing how to do it and reprogramming your energy field so that you get your subconscious into super flow. We talk about the subconscious a lot and how it self-sabotages in my programs, and sometimes you can feel yourself sabotaging but you don't know why, and you're like, why can't I stop it? And then your brain comes up with a lovely story about why it's okay. So we want to be able to allow ourselves to move through these somatic default set points and to be able to change them. And it takes work as you're releasing the hidden beliefs and the resistances that bubble up. And it's these default set points that create your ceilings in life, your glass ceiling. They'll stop you increasing your client base, manifesting more money, more joy. So if you look around what you have in business at the moment, do you feel like you're in flow? Do you feel like you're in a business plateau? Or you feel like, yes, I've been growing, my income's been growing, but actually, hang on a second, let's just check it's hit a ceiling recently. What is going on energetically within me? Because this feels like it was growing and then it's leveled off. And this is what's going on, is our way of being, our default patterns, these somatic states, they work really hard. Our brain and nervous system work really hard to maintain these set points, even if they aren't serving us, which is really annoying. And that's when we start to see this showing up in our business plateaus or our client attraction, our money, our relationship, all the things. So our default pattern, let's say we have a pattern of being really good at getting out of things struggling along with things and things being hard, we'll recreate that pattern for ourselves over and over again because we know how to do it. We know how to get out of it. So we might hear ourselves saying things, I'm just going to wait until this and that is in place before I launch my new program. Or I don't know what to do. If I had the clarity, I'd do it, but I don't. And so then we don't take action. And actually clarity comes from taking action, not before the action is taken. Or this may resonate where you've noticed that you diligently doing your meditations every day, checking in with your higher self, doing all your energy alignment work, doing the personal development work. Then things start to go well because you brought yourself into the right frequency. And then you take your foot off the pedal and you just give yourself a little break from doing the personal development work and stop doing things because things feel good. So what does that do? That creates this kind of roller coaster of things happening and not happening. It's like a yo-yo effect. And of course, then we can be familiar with that. And so we just keep recreating that. So as you're thinking about this, my invitation is just to think about, okay, so what unknown limiting beliefs are giving you the various stories and experiences for why you are where you are, to keep you where you are, and how is this affecting your ability to manifest more money? So every experience that you've had is referred to a current set point on that subject. So we really want to feel safe and in line with that set point. And that's what's happening, is that we energetically are bringing ourselves back to that set point. Neurological patterns will bring us back to that set point. So we need to do the inner work so we can start to change that. And you can understand where your current set point is by looking around you at your current experience. And then doing that inner work to find, okay, so what is this current identity that I'm holding? And I know that I want to get over there. So what is the identity that I need to have to grow my business to that next level? Right, let's imprint that so that I start to change the energetic and the neurological patterns around that and create a new set point. And one of the things I talk about all the time is around intention, because energy follows attention. So our attention becomes our intention. So we really want to be intentional with what we want to create and being in alignment intentionally with all levels of our consciousness. So we can actually just do this momentarily together, just to become fully centered and to align our conscious mind and our subconscious mind and our higher self. So wherever you're listening to this, if you're here live with me or on the replay, I just invite you to close your eyes. And we're going to create an intention of connection through our breath to increase our life force energy through our breath. So I just invite you to breathe in for 4 and then hold for 4 and then breathe out for 8. And we're going to do this together 3 times. So breathing in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 8. And again, breathing in for 4, hold for 4, breathing out for 8. Breathing in for 4, hold for 4, and breathing out for 8. And just collectively speaking to all levels of your consciousness that we're setting the intention that in the divine truth, in the name of divine truth, love and light, letting all the information come from your higher self and to be in alignment with your divine truth for your highest good and the highest good of all. And from this space, I invite you to consider what your intention is for this week ahead. How will you show up for yourself this week? How do you want to feel at the end of this week? And then being intentional, how many people are you going to serve this week in your business, whatever your business looks like? And then to consider the amount of money that you and your business, the consciousness of your business, are going to co-create together. I always invite people to manifest an amount that feels fun. That like, oh yeah, that feels exciting. And as you're choosing your amount, if you notice any resistance bubbling up, it's okay to go with a smaller amount if it feels like it's going to kick up less resistance, because then you can have the success of achieving that goal and then continue and go, right, okay, I've smashed it with the 5K in the first 3 days. I'm going to do another 5K. So you get to have the wins and to share those wins. We want to build your confidence around this. Feel really, really good. So if your tummy's doing flips, then that is awesome. Huge welcome to those of you who have joined us. So what is your intention that you're going to co-create with your business this week? What are you manifesting? So what we're creating this week in terms of who we're serving, what we're manifesting through our businesses is, of course, a contribution to the bigger vision where we're making our bigger impact in the world. So I invite you to write your money amount down as though you've already received it. And the phrase that I like to use is I have just now received, and then the amount of money with easy speed. My clients talk a lot about easy speed. It's one of my favorite sort of hashtags, hashtag easy speed. Why have it difficult? Let's have it easy. I've just now received over 10,000, 1,000, whatever the amount is for you with the easy speed. And then the key is really allowing yourself to feel what this is like when it comes into your reality. And a great way to allow yourself to just to let go of any of those what ifs that we were talking about earlier is just to intentionally say, okay, so thanks so much, universe. I've got this, £1,000 is £10,000 with the easy speed. Thank you, universe, for taking care of this. So what you're doing intentionally is you're letting it go. You're allowing, you're moving into a state of allowing, and you're letting go of all doubt. There's so many manifesting stories of people handing over their manifesting to the universe and then weeks or months later realizing that it has manifested and they hadn't even given it a thought. And what they mean here is they hadn't got attached to the outcome or added any contraction to their energy. They allowed it in. And it was in the forgetting about it that they really, truly allowed. They set the intention. They had handed it over to the universe, as I like to describe it as, literally physically. I feel like I'm giving a post-it note to the universe going, here you go. Right, this one's on you to sort out. I'm over here doing my thing. I'll keep my energy aligned, but I'll take the action. I'll follow the intuitive nudges. I'll follow the bridge of synchronicities. But I know you're taking care of this, so thank you. That's awesome. Of course, that one of the things that comes up at these moments, whenever we are setting the intention, is whatever we're holding in our human Wi-Fi impacting our manifesting. So this is where muscle testing is so powerful, as you can unlock your subconscious and find out what's really going on and bring it to your awareness so that you can choose to let it go, take a new set of beliefs and emotions for a spin. And I've got a YouTube video on my YouTube channel and on my website that shows you how to muscle test and a simple manifesting process that I use with my clients. If you aren't familiar with that, then if you go to my YouTube channel, Louisa Havers, or you can check out my website, www.louisahavers.com, then you can check it out there. And I have also got a free masterclass that I host on Facebook where I guide you through this in a lot more depth. So thank you so much for joining me. I know that we've had a few people join us whilst we've been sharing this masterclass, and we'll be sharing the replay on our podcast for those members that haven't been able to join us today. So we'd love to just check to see if there's any questions or reflections, insights, celebrations for what you've been manifesting from those listening. Please do go ahead and raise your hand and welcome you up to hear your lovely voices on the stage. Just give you a moment to see if there's anything you'd like to contribute. Marina, welcome.
Hi, Louisa.
Hello, manifesting queen.
Well, I just want to say I love listening to you, and I'm loving doing your course. So your 8-month program that I'm on, I'm absolutely loving it, and everything you're teaching is exactly what you're also creating and manifesting in your own life. So it's just been really lovely doing this. And just for anybody listening, I just wanted to just say she's the real deal, and it's absolutely amazing. And yes, I've been manifesting big this week. Kind of feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants somewhat still. But yeah, no, it's been really interesting hearing you, and I feel like every time I hear you I learn something new.
Oh, fabulous. Oh, thank you so much for speaking to that, and it's a joy having you in the Infinite Prosperity Collective as well. Thank you for all your love and contribution to everybody in the community. I love our group. It's just so fantastic. We've just got such amazing leaders and entrepreneurs within the community.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really inspirational. It's lovely seeing everybody just spread their wings and fly and maybe do what it was that they wanted to do for years. And now they're finally doing it. So that's so lovely just to be a part of that.
It's fabulous. So fabulous. And I'm so excited because I'm going to be interviewing you on the podcast in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Which
I know. And you know we're both talkers as well. That's
we need to set aside a couple of hours for that one. It's going to be an epic one. I love it. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming up and sharing about your experience and manifesting. And I love that. It sounds like you are in flow, in that sense of, like, you're saying, like, flying by the seat of your pants, just in that state of allowing things to come to you, and taking action is so key.
It is. And I love what you were saying as well about, you manifest and then you kind of almost forget about it. So you're no longer in constriction and contraction. It's just, and I've had that experience so many times where I'm like, right, this is what I want, totally forget about it. And then, we had that when we were buying our house in Australia. We got told we had to leave our rental in 3 weeks. It was just complete kibosh. And we were like, oh God, we need to get a house. So I was like, right, I'm just going to put it out there that we buy a house in 3 weeks, and this is what it's going to have in it. And you know what? Any old crappy bath, because I don't want to have another jacuzzi, because I didn't know what was growing in those holes. With a jacuzzi bath, it just felt a bit weird. I was like, no thanks. Wrote down a few things. I totally forgot about it. We bought our house in 21 days, which was just like super fast. And the real estate agent was like, the only other sale that was faster than this was mine, and I'm allowed because I'm part of the company. And we didn't move in 21 days because we wanted to kind of do some things for the house first. So we moved in a month later. Anyway, I then found that sheet of paper that I'd written my desires on, like, I don't know, 6 months later. And I was like, damn, and I'd even written, we find it on the first day. It's one of the first few houses we look at. We get it. We can move in 21 days. I'd totally forgotten I'd written all of that. And I swear to God, if I had kept reading it and thinking about it, for me at that time, with where I was at, I probably would have contracted and not actually fully been able to let it go. So yes, thanks for reminding me about that, because I think that's so important for now, for so many of us to really remember.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that experience, because it is so powerful. And it isn't until you because you forget about it, you suddenly go, oh my word, I did actually manifest that. How powerful we truly are. And how exciting that is, because then we really truly can create whatever we want to create. It is that contraction that can come in when we think we've handed it over to the universe, but there's an attachment to it. And so then we start pulling on it and energetically drawing it back, because we're not dealing with whatever it is going on. That's why being able to forget about it is so good, because then you just let it go.
It's a true trust. That's true trust, when you can totally. So I have a question for you. What's the coolest thing you've manifested for yourself? Like something you're really like proud of, or something that's really meant a lot to you in the last few years? Is there something that you're really like, oh my God, this?
Oh, there's so many. And I think that, I mean, the growth of the business has just been amazing, absolutely amazing. And that has been getting my energy completely aligned and manifesting. As you asked me that question, the one that popped into my head, and I think this was that might not seem like a big deal, if that makes sense for other people, but it was that moment of, I've attracted this. And earlier on in my journey of working around energy, and where I recognize living in the energy, the question is so powerful. I remember when I was still working for social services and thinking, oh my goodness, I need my own business. I've got to make some more money, and I do not want to carry on working corporately. This is just not cutting it for me. So I was literally thinking, I want my own business. I wonder what it can be. What could my business be? And had no clue. So I was literally just, now I would describe it as asking the question and leaving it, giving it to the universe, because I wasn't attached to the outcome, because I didn't know what it could be at that point. And within a couple of weeks of asking it, so 4 to 6 weeks, if I remember rightly, I would say around that time, asking this question completely unattached, I remember getting out of the blue a message from a friend of mine, who at that time I didn't know that well, but she was a friend. Now I know her really well, and she offered me a network marketing opportunity. And I remember that kind of goosebumpy moment of, this is it. This might not necessarily be my business forever, but this is the path I'm supposed to take. And I remember when I realized I'd manifested it, that completely blew my mind and opened up this whole journey around what you're thinking, how you attract to you experiences that are in resonance with the vibration that you're at. Does that make sense? So that's why I love manifesting with questions, because it really works.
Yeah, and I guess asking the question also helps with the non-attachment, because if you're asking a question, you're not sort of, I don't know, you're not begging, you're not pleading. It's just you're asking a very neutral, if you can get into that space of asking just, you know, a neutral question. Yeah. That's really beautiful.
When you genuinely don't know the answer, yeah. And I wasn't trying to create the answer. I'd recognise that it was like when I moved down to Sussex from London. I was like, okay, I want to create this kind of schooling for my children. What will it be? And then it appeared. And it was because it was this living in the energy of the question with that experience with attracting the network marketing business to me, that I then looked back and I was like, I've been doing this, not having words for what I was doing, but recognizing that this was a way of doing it. And it is that genuinely asking it as a question creates a void, so the universe brings what you're in alignment with to you. That's in your highest good. So of course you can speed it up. Yeah, speed it up with all the alignment work that you're doing, and being really intentional with asking the question, not just kind of doing it when you remember it. Probably would have happened a lot quicker if I had been really intentional at that point. And following the process that I now have. But that was still pretty quick. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it just opened up this whole, year and a half later, 2 years later, left my job. It's amazing. I didn't see that coming when I first started.
Quick. No, that's actually really quick, because that's such a huge turnaround, isn't it? It's literally from night to day.
Completely. Oh my word. Yeah, I was definitely heading for 25 years in social services if I didn't take some serious action.
Yeah. And you wonder as well, you think to yourself, gosh, if you hadn't asked that question, if you weren't really actively asking and really just opening yourself up to just what if whether you'd still be there now.
Something
different. If you don't ask, I always say, if you don't ask, the universe is like, cool, no worries, I'll come back to you, let me know when you've got a question.
Yes, got to be really clear and intentional. And this is where really understanding the energies behind all the actions that you're taking, so that you don't kind of take yourself out of knowing that you're in control of your emotions, in control of the consciousness that you're living in, and allowing yourself to notice what's coming through for healing, and so that you can let it go and not make yourself wrong when things perhaps don't go as in a flow way as you want them to go. It's like, okay, here's some feedback, let's see what we can do with that and change it. So exciting.
I think that takes a lot of trust in the universe, to not go, oh, it's all gone wrong, that's not what I asked for, why is this happening to me now, of all times? And look, we've all been there, my God. But at the same time, it's actually like, if we really trust, then it's just, to me, it's either like a little initiation, something we have to learn, like you were saying, or if it feels like we manifest something that's not quite what we asked for, I always see them as mini versions. And I always think they're like the mini versions the universe has just sent to go, hey, what about this? And you go, oh, I'm not meant to freak out. I'm meant to then go, okay, thanks, universe. Okay, like this, but now can I have it like this, but with this and that? So we get to actually get specific, and it helps us. So it's like not kissing the first boy that you see. If you've asked for the man of your dreams, you go, but oh God, not him. You said, oh, no, a hat date, and it wasn't a hat. You're like, God, there's no good men in the world, right? It's like, no, it's not that. It's like, okay, the universe has brought you this, so that you can go, okay, universe, like this, but also now with this and that.
Yes.
And
yeah. It's like,
I feel like that's just the
it's like being really clear with your an order online, isn't it? And you've sent the wrong thing slightly, so I'm just going to send it back because I want this in size, X, Y, Z, whatever it may be, or with whatever it is that you're ordering. You've got to be really, really clear.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to get a weird answer back. And it's like, you said it, I think. You said it on one of the trainings you were doing about when you Google, if you Google, like, if the question's really important. And when you're Googling something and you don't get the answer that you need, you go, wait, what if I type it out like this? What if I write it like this? Yes,
that was in the Akashic Record trainings around like spiritual Google. You've got to ask the right question, otherwise you're going to get a completely different answer.
You'll get an answer, but it's not what you actually wanted. So it's like, can you match your words and your energy with what you want, so that the universe goes, got you, because I got a lot back here. I got millions of stuff back here, but I just wasn't clear. I'm really sorry. Now I know. I'll get you the right size. There you go.
I love it.
Making it easy for the universe. Otherwise, I think we're like, why, kind of blaming them. And they're like, actually, we love you, but also it was you. You're so hazy. You're so hazy. We can't, I know that you think we could read minds. Actually, not so much on this occasion. Be clearer. Yeah, and that's something I think we all had as kids. And then I think it all got a bit rubbed out just through all the programming. And I feel like as a collective consciousness, we're all actually getting back. And of course, then we can accelerate that by working, with you, which has been so amazing. So it's been really good listening to you.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for joining us today and sharing your insights and wisdom on this masterclass. So exciting. And thank you to everybody who's popped in and out and listened to us, and for everyone who's catching the replay. I love it whenever I send these emails out. I get people going, will there be a replay? I can't make it at that time. So we've got you covered with our podcast that is going to be sharing these with everybody moving forward. So it feels like we're naturally drawing our conversation to a close. So just thank you, Marina, for coming up and joining in the conversation, and to everybody who's joined us in the hallway, and to everyone who's listening on the replay. Thank you so much for coming. Invite everybody to stay connected, and we'll be back next week continuing our conversations, and we'll also be interviewing some amazing coaches and healers and entrepreneurs in the coming week. I'm very blessed with the most amazing clients, so we'll be hearing from them very shortly. Until next week, have a fabulous one. Take care. Namaste. Thanks for listening to the Infinite Prosperity Podcast. And if you like what you've heard and want to know more, please go to louisahavers.com. We just appreciate you so much. So thank you for listening and hanging out with us. If there's anything that we can do for you, you can email us at louisa@louisahavers.com. Let my team know if you have any ideas for shows that you'd love to hear or topics you want me to talk about. Really looking forward to hearing from you. All right, that is it for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for today. Looking forward to connecting with you again. Until next time, namaste.